muscle all up my shoe. It's muscle all up my shoe. Pull up swerving in the coupe. 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 Moving that bitch to the pound like ooh. Diamond on wrist and look like you. Walk in the club and I feel like ooh. It's muscle all up my shoe.
Feel good song of the year. Well, shipper me timbers and blow me down. I had a new squirt gun, it got stolen by a clown. It was just a little watcher, gets a hangout at the beach with a friendly sea archer. The botcher, it all flows from his hand. Predetermined plan for this two-man band. I spread some jam when my mama make toast. Michael set me straight when I charge up a okie dokie, artichokey, your brag is kinda bad. Sometimes I'll eat oranges when I'm feeling sad. Rocking shows on the stage, bringing beats to the youth. Handing out flyers with love for the truth. When I have a microphone, sometimes I get impatient and I want to be alone. I know I should be cool with what I got. I don't got a yacht, but I have some apricots. Well, the bus to Miami doesn't take you to Orlando. I was at the Greyhound sitting next to Marlon Brando. Oh boy, homie's got a brand new toy. Traded it for cookies and moved to Illinois. I was eating chocolate chips when I banged my knee. Ouch! I want my MTV. I have a pet shark living in my swimming pool. Sometimes he eats me friends, but man, he's cool. Understand we're going for the next best thing. Clarity, like a diamond ring. Smelling flowers after hours, we feel life sing. On your feet at the scene, and that's why we sing. Understand we're going for the next best thing. Clarity, like a diamond ring. Smelling flowers after hours, we feel life sing. On your feet at the scene, and that's why we sing. Understand we're going for the next best thing. Clarity, like a diamond ring. Smelling flowers after hours, we feel life sing. On your feet at the scene, and that's why we sing. Understand we're going for the next best thing.
Hello? Clarity, like a diamond ring. Okay, let's change this song. Hello? Alright, guys. I have a story. And I thought about this for a while, and I was like, why haven't I told this story yet? Hi, Ivy. Hi, Rice. Hi, Tom. Hi, Tom. Did I see a goldie fish? Maybe. What the frick is this emote? Why? They really did my boy Snorlax like that. Jeeba Liba, bro. Okay, we're gonna put chant here. I'm gonna put the activity feed here. A little bit of a different setup for me. I gotta see everything right in front of me. It's crazy. It's crazy, I know. Okay. So I've got a wee bit of a story, bud. Wee bit of a story time. Basically, for those of you who don't know, ukulele? Where? Oh, there. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I used to work at camps, like summer camps, quite a bit. For those of you who have been to summer camps, thanks, Nightbot. For those of you who have been to summer camps, you might know about the little game that sometimes some summer camps play, some of them don't because they think it's too dangerous. That's my job this year. It's so much fun. Some of them don't because they think it's too dangerous. Those camps are cringe. But basically, there's this little game that most camps play that we call not dodgeball. We call it counselor hunt. We call it counselor hunt, where the majority of the counselors will go into the woods and hide, and the campers have to go into the woods and find them. The campers have to go into the woods and find them. Hi, Bob. Thank you so much. Love that game on God, bro. It's a good game. And so, my first year of counseling, I didn't know that this was a thing. I didn't know that this was a thing. So I picked some pretty lame hiding spots. It was pretty boring. I kind of cranked it into high gear the second month of camp once I finally got the grasp of the game. But for starters, I would hide in like bushes and stuff, and I'd get caught so easily. So easily. There was always like that one guy who would come with a ghillie suit. For those of you who don't know what a ghillie suit is, it's basically the suit that you wear. And it's just like, it looks like grass, and they would just lie there like this in the grass, and he would not get caught. My aspiration is to be that guy. Climb a tree. Trust me, I was worse. So no, because how it works is if you climb a tree, if the kids know your name, then they'll just yell your name and it counts because they don't want the kids climbing the tree. That's the rule that we had anyway. Climbing trees was not a viable option. So we had to work our way around the climbing the tree rule. So first year, I was kind of lame. Cranked it in the high gear a little bit near the end of the summer though. Got some fat W's by hiding in these. Basically, they had like these big like metal containers that we would use as garbages. And they were kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie to you, kind of gross. But they were big. They were big enough for me to sit in. So I sat in it. What we did first was we took out the garbage because it was in a bag. So it's just this big bag. So we took out the garbage. I hopped in. Whoop. And we put the garbage on top of me. We put the garbage on top of me. I sat there, smelling everybody's chewed up garbage. Couple Skittles. I saw there's a couple. It was like sticky too because we had like slushies. They sold slushies at that camp, and so I would just sit in practically garbage. It was soaking through the garbage bag. It was kind of gross, but everybody would avoid it. Why would everyone avoid it? Because it smelled bad. Because it smelled bad. There was a more intense hiding spot that I could have chosen. We had a barrel like that filled with like bacon grease and stuff. From just so many summers of just bacon grease. And it would sit in the sun and just boil. But we did this at night, so it wouldn't be boiling. It wouldn't be like super hot at that period of time. So I could have potentially just hopped in there with like a snorkel and just sat in there and just breathed through the snorkel and then come out and I would have been covered in bacon grease. I think that would have been really funny. I would have done that this year if I was going back to that camp, but I'm not. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for the look. But I'm not, so I'm not gonna do that. But I could have, but I didn't. So second year we didn't do it because it was a COVID year. It was 2020, and so we didn't have that many campers, and it was a day camp thing that we were doing, not like an overnight camp thing. So we didn't do it. But I was scheming. I was ready for third year. Second year we didn't do anything. But I was preparing. Every time I would go for a walk in the woods, I would look up at the trees and just kind of memorize the surrounding area, you know? I would memorize the surrounding area. I was preparing myself for the greatest victory that I would ever have. Practically ever. Okay. I was preparing myself to debate these kids so hard that it could have been a Mr. Beast video. On God. I debated them so hard. It was basically a Mr. Beast video if Mr. Beast didn't have as much money as he did. Basically, after examining the surrounding area, I determined 3 things. There was what I call a bush tree. A bush tree. Basically, what a bush tree is a tree that sprouts out of the ground, right? But instead of it just looking like a normal tree, I'm gonna change this back because I look stupid. Instead of it looking like a normal tree, it would go like this, right? But then all the branches would surround the tree like this, like how you would grab something with both hands if you would. I don't know why you would do that, but like this. And what this tree did was, in the wintertime, it looked stupid. But in the summertime, the branches and the leaves got so thick that it would be hard to get in or out. So me, in my genius little thinking brain, I laid out a trap near the end of the summer so that it would be prepared. The tree would be ready for me in year 3. So I took the branch tree and I ripped off a couple branches so that I knew which branches had to move in order for me. What the frick? In order for me to be able to enter into the tree, but nobody else would know where the specific branches that I moved in a specific way so that they would grow the way that they did would be. So, after this, I left it because we weren't doing manhunt that year. We weren't doing counselor hunt that year, so I didn't do anything. Basically, I waited a whole year. And then, I go back. And guess what's still there? Branch tree. And guess what grew the exact way that I wanted it to grow? Branch tree. Everything was according to plan. Now, what you have to know is that branch tree was actually a trap. I wasn't actually going to hide in branch tree. Branch tree was where I wanted the people to think I was hiding. So, before I went to camp in year 3, I purchased a couple of things. For starters, I purchased an extra backpack that I would use all the time so people think that was my backpack. Secondly, I purchased 4 Bluetooth speakers. Thirdly, I purchased 3 hammocks. And fourthly, I purchased an app that allowed me to be connected to several Bluetooth devices at once. These kids were not ready for the amount of jabatery that they were going to ensue in. So for starters, it was the night of. Alright? It was the night. You went all out? I did. It was the night of they presented us to the crowd of children. They were like, hey, this is what they look like. I showed up wearing something along the lines of this. Bright colors. Bright, vibrant colors that they would never forget, because then they'd go, that Goldie guy, he's wearing white and pink and bright colors. Joke's on them, I had a change of clothes in my backpack. So I run. I start running because we have a certain period of time that we can hide before we, you know, the kids get released. So I start running. Halfway through my run, I jump into the bush, strip naked, and change my clothes entirely. I didn't strip naked. I had underwear on, but I changed entirely. In doing so, I also left my old clothing in the opposite direction of where I would be going, so that they think, oh, he changed clothes and he ran that way and he didn't pick them up because he didn't have time. Joke's on you. I thought of that, and so I left it the direction I was going, because I knew that they would think if I left it there, that they would think that I went the other direction, so I left it the direction I was going, so they would think I was going the other direction. And then, it was funny too, because me leaving my clothes in the place that I left it, ended up making it so that somebody else got caught because they were hiding where my clothes were, which is really funny because I didn't know that. And then, okay, now that I threw off these stupid people, or the people that think they were smart but weren't, I was ready to enact the rest of my plan. Basically, keep in mind I had purchased 4 Bluetooth speakers. I set them up all around, I think it was like a 40 feet radius of where I was hiding. So I would be in the middle. And so there'd be a Bluetooth speaker 40 feet this way. There'd be a Bluetooth speaker 40 feet this way. There'd be a Bluetooth speaker 40 feet this way. And there'd be a Bluetooth speaker 40 feet this way. Right? I was hiding in the middle. Man's got ads now? Oh, sorry, Klotz. But there was a Bluetooth speaker. Alright? And basically, previously, I had downloaded an array of sounds on my phone. I had wolf sounds. I had bear sounds. I recorded myself running past my phone. I recorded myself saying, "Oh shoot, I think they saw me." I recorded a plethora of things. A plethora of things. Also, where I was hiding is I climbed like 2 really tall trees and I set up a hammock up there. But instead of just setting up one so they thought I was hiding in one, I set up 3. So that, and then I put things in the other one. I had brought like 2 backpacks with me, so they all like had the like hammock thing, so it didn't look like, oh, those 2 are empty. He's obviously in that one. And then basically, I sat there for hours. By the way, this event started at like 8, and we go to like 10. Hi Klotz, by the way. I think your ad is over now. I'm not sure. Basically, okay. Anytime I heard a kid come anywhere near me, keep in mind they thought I was in Bush Tree because I put my stuff next to Bush Tree. They would just spend so much time looking in Bush Tree. It was funny because I could just look down and they wouldn't look up, and I would just look down, and they wouldn't be able to do anything. They were stupid. They didn't even look up. But anytime someone called out or said anything, I would just pretend, and I would just play noises on the soundboard. But so the noises on the soundboard I would play before sunset were the ones of me running and talking. But the noises I would play after sunset are the ones of wolves howling and bear noises and like all of those. Because it was really funny because then they just hear and they'd be like, that was really close to us, guys. I think we should go back. It worked perfectly. It worked so perfectly. And then when the time was up, I just hopped out of my hammock, climbed back down the tree, grabbed all my stuff, and I made my way back. And that was it. That is the story of how I absolutely frickin' baited every single one of those children. Every single one of them. That was it. They got wrecked. They got shreked. They got jabaited. And they never recovered. They never recovered. They never recovered from that. They were still in shock. When I would tell the story of how I did what I did, they would go, you did not do that. That's so much effort for no reason. Really? And I was like, yes, really. And they were like, you're kidding. And I was like, I'm not. And all the counselors were kind of upset at me for tryharding. But I didn't care. And I didn't ask. So I did it anyway. And that was it. That's how I jabaited all those children. It's pretty great. To this day, one of the things I'm most proud of. Anyway, how we doing? Have you guys ever jabaited children? In any way, shape, or form? Any jabaiters in chat? Any freaking jabaiters up in here? Yes, no, maybe, kinda. Maybe you kinda jabaited somebody? But it's there, 'cause no one uses that. But yeah, that's it. That is how I jabaited children. Oh right, I'm not playing Minecraft this stream. That was it. That was the stream. I jabaited children. That's all I came here to say. I have nothing else to talk about. I have nothing else to talk about. Nothing else. That is all. That is all. Who's live right now? Carly's live. Carly. Alright. We're gonna break Carly. That's it. That's it, guys. That was the stream. 28 minutes. Solid 28-minute story. Go. Join the raid. Join the raid. Join the raid. Or don't. That also works. You know, drink water, eat food, sleep well, properly. I'm stalling because I'm trying to get Carly's stream thing open on my end. Please, I'm begging you. Twitch, please. Alright, boom, pow, bang.